guys, it's Julia. It feels like it's been so long since I've sat down and filmed something. A lot of my videos lately have been pre-filmed stuff, so this is like the first time in a couple weeks that I've actually sat down and filmed something. I've had a lot of exams for classes and stuff, so it's been really stressful, but I'm really happy to be back with a video that I've been very excited to film. This video is going to be my highlighter collection. I'm also doing a mini declutter in this video, so basically I'm just going to go through my entire highlighter collection, let you guys know what my favorites are, just kind of give you an overview of what I have, and then maybe declutter a couple things that I don't really use. Also, I just want to ask you guys to please excuse the fact that my voice sounds very nasally. I am kind of sick right now, so just bear with me. My highlighter collection, I would say it's not as big as the typical beauty YouTuber's highlighter collection. I know there's people who have like hundreds and hundreds of highlights. I don't. I have about like 25 to show you guys. I know it's not like a huge collection, but it is pretty big and much bigger than the average consumer. So I kind of just want to go through my collection, show you guys what I have. Everything I declutter will be for sale on my Poshmark closet. I'm pretty sure I'm not decluttering a ton of stuff, so there's not going to be a ton of decluttering in this video. It's mostly just going to be my collection. So I hope you guys enjoyed this video, and let's get right into it. First things first, I actually want to start off with my favorite highlighting brush. I'm going to be swatching some highlighters for you guys and applying some to my face. So I wanted to show you guys the brush I'm using. My favorite brush right now for highlighters is the Morphe M510 brush. I got this at Ulta. It's like $8, I think. This is just really nice for getting some precise highlighting right here on the cheekbone. Just gets the perfect amount of product and just deposits it really nicely. So I really enjoy this brush. I'm going to be applying a couple highlights for you guys, but mostly it's just going to be swatches here and just wherever I can find some skin to swatch on. So let's get right into the video. I'm going to start with my ABH glow kits. I do have two Anastasia Beverly Hills glow kits, and I'm going to start with the one I'm wearing today. I'm wearing the MOONCHILD palette, so this is one of my favorite highlighters, and I really love this glow kit. I know a lot of people don't really enjoy colorful highlighters like these ones, but this, in my opinion, is just something that's really fun, very adventurous, kind of pushes me out of my comfort zone, and I really love experimenting with fun, colorful highlighters. So today I mixed the shades Purple Horseshoe and Pink Heart on my face, but I really love duochrome, like kind of colorful highlighters like this one. I just like how you turn your face and you kind of get that colorful shift. It's a really nice way to kind of experiment with color, but without going super, super bold. So I like to wear these highlights with any colorful looks I'm doing. If I'm doing blue eyeshadow, I'll go for Blue Ice, Star, or Blue Moon. If I'm going for something more purple, I will either go for Purple Horseshoe or Pink Heart. Obviously, if I'm wearing pink eyeshadows, I will go for Pink Heart. And then on the rare occasion that I do like a green look, or kind of like a minty green thing, I'll go for Lucky Clover. Just a really beautiful formula. I love the color shift that they have, and they're just very, very blinding and gorgeous on the cheekbones. So I really enjoy this highlighter palette, and this is definitely not going anywhere. I love all my ABH glow kits, and I would never declutter any of them. The other Anastasia highlighter kit that I have is the Nicole Guerriero glow kit, and I bought this in, I think, April of last year, and this is absolutely stunning. I love pink tone highlighters. Obviously, I'm a very warm-toned, geared person. Any look I would ever want to do, I can find a highlighter in here to go with it. Kitty Cat and Daydream are really gorgeous pink toned highlights. Forever Young is kind of like a nice rosy kind of champagne shade, and it's really beautiful on the cheekbones. Forever Lit is probably my favorite shade though. It's like super blinding. If I want to make any highlighter in here a little bit brighter, I will layer this on top of it, and it's just bam, crazy, crazy pigmentation. You do have two like champagne gold ones down here, Glow Getter and 143. These are both beautiful. I think Nicole Guerriero did an amazing job. And this is limited edition. I know you can't get it anymore. You can still get the MOONCHILD one, but this is one of my favorite glow kits as well, and I would definitely never get rid of it. So the next palette that I have is actually a dupe of the Anastasia Nicole glow kit. So the ColourPop I Like Your Face, and it's called the Gimme More Pressed Powder Highlighter Palette. And I bought this. I don't really know why, because I already had the Nicole glow kit when I bought this, so I didn't really need a dupe. I just bought it because ColourPop had come out with a glow kit, and I was really excited. Honestly, I'm not a huge fan of this. It's not my favorite formula ever. I think ColourPop does have some great highlights, but this is just not one of the best things I've ever tried from ColourPop. I really love the pink tones in the Nicole glow kit, but I find that these ones are just really bright. They would work more as like a blush topper, and I personally don't like a shimmery blush. This coral shade here is just very pigmented, so it kind of looks really weird on my cheekbones. I'm just not of a complexion that this would look great on. I just find these two light shades here to be a little bit glittery for my tastes. I do love the glittery highlighter. Of course, the Anastasia glow kits are pretty glittery, but they don't emphasize as much texture as this one does. So I'm actually going to be passing this along just because I don't need the colors. It's not my favorite palette. I know a lot of people really do like this palette though, so I'm not trying to fight anyone, of course. These are just my opinions. Personally, for me, this just didn't really work out. So I'm passing on the ColourPop Gimme More Pressed Powder Highlighter Palette. So next up I have something from Fenty Beauty. This is their Match Sticks, and this came in the Light 100 set, so this is the shade Starstruck. Matchsticks are basically cream highlighters in a stick form. So as you can see, it's kind of like a nice rosy pink toned highlight, and it's really, really beautiful. I didn't expect this to be as nice as it is. I don't know if you can see that. It's really, really beautiful. It's not super blinding. I find that this is a little bit more of a soft highlight, and personally, I'm not a huge fan of cream highlights. I'd prefer something either in like full liquid form or in powder form. I don't really like to use stick products, but this I actually like to use for my nose highlight, and I don't like actually rubbing it on my skin because I find that it will kind of pick up on your foundation. It is a very dry formula. So what I like to do is I actually like to take my finger, just kind of rub it in there, and then lightly dab whatever I have on my nose, on the bridge of my nose, anywhere where I want to add just a little bit of extra glow. Just kind of add that nice glow from within, a little beaming highlight, and I think it's really pretty. I just think stick highlighters aren't really the most popular thing, but I really enjoyed this highlight. I think it's gorgeous. Fenty Beauty has kind of stolen my heart. They really just make amazing things, and yeah, I really like this one. I do also own the Fenty Beauty Kilowatt Highlighter in Trophy Wife. I couldn't find it when I was preparing for this video. It was, I don't know where it is. I used it like last week and I just haven't been able to find it since. I do have that highlighter. I can't find it, but it is in my collection. Next, I have a single highlighter that's kind of stolen my heart. I really like the formula of these, and I definitely want to pick up more. This is the e.l.f. Shimmering Highlighter Powder, and I only have one shade. I have the shade Pearl Glow. So as you can see, it's a white highlighter, and this is one of the softest drugstore formulas. It does come with a mirror, so it's really good for travel, but this is very, very soft. I would compare this, honestly, to the BECCA highlighters. I just think it's absolutely stunning, as you can see. I mean, like, look at that glow. I kind of blend it out so it doesn't look weird. But this is just a beautiful sheen. It's not super glittery as well, so it's not going to emphasize a ton of texture. I just think this is an amazing highlight. It is $6 a piece, so it's a really good deal, I think. It's a gorgeous, gorgeous, stunning, beaming highlighter. So I definitely recommend these ones. Probably one of my favorite drugstore formulas, and yeah, I really enjoy these. Next, I have this highlighter from KKW Beauty. This is one of the ultra light beams in the shade Rose Gold. So this is really pretty. I haven't really experimented a lot with loose pigment highlighters. I do enjoy using a loose pigment as a highlighter, but I did buy this kind of as a set for the gloss, and I really do enjoy the gloss, but I don't know, this is not like super blinding. It's kind of like a soft glow, and I can appreciate that every now and then, but spending like a lot of money for a very soft, like kind of minuscule glow isn't really my style, and I just don't think I'm going to get a lot of use out of this one, so I will be selling this on the Poshmark. I haven't really used it. This is going out of my collection. Kind of sad to declutter this one, but I just know I'm not going to really get any use out of it, so I might as well just give it on to someone who would like it better. Also have another highlighter from e.l.f. This is actually a face palette, the e.l.f. I think Total Face Palette from the Beautifully Bare line. It's very reflective, so it's kind of a nuisance to film because can't really have this on camera. It's really, really annoying, but I do like this palette a lot. Obviously the colors in here are very, very light, so this would not really work for anyone who is darker than like my complexion, I think. It's a very light palette. It's come with two really pretty blushes. These might actually work on people who are like light to medium skin tones. It has a very, very light bronzer and then this really, really pale highlight. I actually like to compare these to the Hourglass powders. It's a very, very subtle kind of like powdery glow. I think this would be a really nice natural highlight if you're wanting to go for that kind of Hourglass Cosmetics look. This entire palette I think is $6, so I think it's a really great deal if you're wanting to try out some powders that are very comparable to the Hourglass powders. I would definitely recommend this palette. I'm definitely keeping this one. I should have kind of included this with my Anastasia glow kits, but this is the Anastasia Beverly Hills contour kit in the shade Fair. The contour kits do come with one highlighting shade from what I can tell. It is a cream highlight and it's kind of like a luminous, not super opaque, but it's like a slight shimmer highlight, and I think it's really, really pretty. I like to use this for my nose contour again. I mostly use this palette for doing cheek contouring and nose contouring, but when I am using nose contour, I will use this on the tip of my nose and on the bridge, and it's just a really beautiful, like kind of luminous glow. It's not shimmery at all, so it's not really going to give you that kind of thing, but it's kind of glossy, and I really enjoy that. So this is just a really nice, like kind of light reflecting highlight, and I think it's really beautiful. If you do enjoy cream products, I would really recommend the Anastasia contour kit. It's my favorite contour product, and yeah, really like this one, not going anywhere. Right, so next I have a highlighter from Makeup Revolution. This is actually kind of fallen apart. The packaging is not the best quality, it kind of falls apart really easily. This is the Revolution Vivid Baked Highlighter, and this is the shade Radiant Lights. I love this highlighter. It is absolutely stunning. This was $6, I believe. Look at that, that's gorgeous. I'm just gonna put it here on my collarbone. Ooh, That's really, really pretty. It is not a super glittery highlight. It's more of like a glow from within, but it's very radiant. You're gonna look like you have a blinding highlight on your cheekbone that doesn't emphasize any texture. So I really recommend these highlighters. I think they're absolutely stunning. I would definitely want to pick up more colors of this highlighter. Radiant Lights is my personal favorite because it's kind of like a rosy, pinky toned highlight. It's really gorgeous and definitely recommend this one. Another great highlighter that you can get at Ulta on the drugstore side is the Sleek Makeup Solstice Highlighting Palette. I'm sure if you watch Jaclyn Hill, you've heard about this palette. Again, it's very reflective, so kind of a nuisance to film for YouTube, but this is absolutely stunning. You do get 4 highlighters in here. 3 of them are powders, these 3, and then 1 of them is cream. So one of my favorite ways to use this is actually layering the powders on top of the cream. That just creates an extremely blinding glow. But the powders in here are extremely luminescent, very, very blinding, and I think this is one of the best drugstore highlighters that you could ever get. This entire palette is $15. It definitely makes me want to try more from Sleek. I think it's just a really stunning product, and it works very, very well. These are one of the most long-lasting highlighters I've ever tried. Throughout the entire day, they will be blinding on my face, just beautiful. So I really recommend this one. It's definitely not going anywhere. I have 2 liquid highlights from Makeup Revolution. These are the new liquid highlighter illuminator liquids. So these are really beautiful. These are obviously a dupe for the Cover FX luminizer drops, which I do have. I'll show you those in a second. But I have the shade Starlight and Champagne. I also had the shade Unicorn Tears, which I gave to a friend because I just didn't think I was going to use it. Now I really love highlighters that are colorful, so I would probably use that highlighter. But one of my favorite applications for this is not actually just on the cheekbones, but I actually like to mix this into like a moisturizer, put it all over my face if I want to just have a really nice dewy skin. Or I will use these on my body, so I actually like to put a couple drops right here on my collarbone, just rub it in if I'm wearing something that's off the shoulder that day. My collarbones are out or my shoulders are out. This is just really beautiful to add some extra glow to your body, so I really enjoy these. These are $9 each. Honestly, I don't think buying the Cover FX ones are worth it for $44. Just buy these ones, you get more product. It's absolutely stunning and the results are amazing. I actually do have the Cover FX custom made enhancer drops. This was actually a 100-point perk from Sephora, and it's a very, very small bottle. The full-size bottle is actually smaller than the Makeup Revolution ones, and it's $44, so extremely expensive, but these are one of the most blinding, beautiful highlighters I've ever tried. This is literally like liquid metal. If you put it on your cheekbones, it's going to be like super metallic and beautiful. I think this is one of the best highlights. It's super expensive though. $44 for one highlight is extremely, extremely expensive. So honestly, I would just say to stick with the Makeup Revolution ones. They're just as good. And it's really beautiful, but I wouldn't repurchase this or buy a full size. I am keeping this one though because I do enjoy using this. Next up is my BH Cosmetics CARLI BYBEL Deluxe Edition eyeshadow palette. This is actually an eyeshadow and highlighter kit. The highlighters are these 6 shades down here. These are some of the most beautiful, like blinding drugstore highlights I've ever tried. I think BH Cosmetics just really knocks it out of the park with their powder product formula. My 2 favorite highlighter shades in here are these 2 like long bar ones, the Champagne Gold and then the kind of like Rose Gold here. I do like these 4 down here. Obviously these 2 are not my skin tone, way too dark for me to ever use on my face, so I do like using these on my eyes. All for like $23, this entire palette is an amazing deal. The eyeshadows are great, the highlighters are beautiful. I really enjoy using this a lot, and it's not going anywhere. I really like CARLI BYBEL, and I think she did an amazing job with this palette. Alright, so next up is Wet n Wild. This is the only thing I do have from them. It's the Wet n Wild Mega Glow Highlighting Gold Bar. I really haven't tried a lot of their Mega Glow highlighters. I think a lot of them are really hyped up, but this one I saw and I was like, ooh, that's such a pretty color. I really like gold highlights, and I heard a lot of good things about this one. It is a really beautiful highlight. It's a nice champagne gold shade, but it's not too yellow, and I think this would really work on a lot of different skin tones. I don't know if you can even see that in my lights, but this is a really beautiful shade. It works very well. It doesn't last as long as some like high-end highlighters like the Anastasia ones, but still I think the results are amazing, and for like less than $4 I believe, this is a great deal. So one of the best drugstore highlighter formulas by far, and I'm definitely keeping this one. I know it's limited edition and you can't get it anymore, so yeah, it's really, really good though, and I would definitely recommend any other Mega Glow highlighting powders. So next is another contour kit that has a highlighter color in it. This is the Profusion Studio Contour Kit. I've talked about this a couple times on my channel, I believe. It is one of my favorite powder contour kits. This was like $4, I believe. I got it at TJ Maxx. I think retail at $7, so still very cheap. This is my favorite like cool toned contour shade. It's a beautiful formula. But there is one highlighter in here that's shimmery. It's actually really pigmented. It doesn't look like it's going to be anything impressive in the pan, but it's really gorgeous. I think they did a really amazing job with the formula of this palette, and I really, really like this one. So I would definitely recommend picking this palette up, not just for the contour shades. You will get a lot of use out of the powders up here as well, and I think it's one of my favorite products from the drugstore. Definitely a hidden gem that no one ever talks about. Next, I have two of the e.l.f. Shimmering Facial Lips. So these were kind of the OG highlighters. I got these, Actually, I got these in middle school. These are kind of like nasty. As you can see, they're very separated. The product is kind of congealed and gross, and I think these are definitely expired. So I do want to talk about them first because these are probably one of the best affordable highlighters. These are $1 a tube, and that's amazing. These are actually really beautiful and blinding. I'm going to see if I can actually squeeze out some of the white one and show you guys, because I do think this is a really great product, and if you're wanting something super affordable for a highlight, yeah, here. I'm going to show you guys. Super affordable for a highlight if you're really on that like student budget. I think these are a great option. So here's the white shade. It just, yeah, it's really, really pretty. It's great for like an all over body glow. It doesn't smell super expired, so I actually might maybe keep these ones. Just kidding, I'm definitely not keeping them. They're over 5 years old. That's nasty. No, but if they are expired, I will be tossing these in the trash. I can't really give them to anybody, but these are really good. I definitely recommend them, and for $1, you can't really go wrong. So next I have a highlighter from Urban Decay. This is the Urban Decay Afterglow Highlight in Sin. Again, it's that reflective packaging that's really beautiful in person, but not so great on the camera. But this is the shade Sin, and I've heard a lot of people talking about this one, so I did pick it up. This is absolutely stunning. It's like a very versatile shade, first of all, so you can pretty much wear it with any eye look you'd ever do, but this formula is beautiful. I don't normally reach for Urban Decay in terms of face products. I do like their like foundations and their concealers, but I never really think of them as a brand that's known for their highlights, but this is a beautiful formula. I'm just going to swatch it for you guys. It's very pigmented, as you can see, and I think it just creates the most beautiful, like, beaming glow. It's not super glittery at all, and it doesn't emphasize any texture, so I think it's a stunning highlight. I really like this one. It's very versatile, and I take this traveling a lot. So I do have a sample of the Tarte Brighten Days Moisturizer. It's not necessarily a highlighter. It's kind of a highlighting moisturizer. That's what it says on the back. So I like to use this on days when I'm kind of doing like a no makeup look. I just kind of smooth this all over if I want a nice luminous glow, or it does make a nice base for under foundation. So if you want something kind of luminous that's going to provide your skin with a little bit of moisture but also a nice amount of glow, I definitely recommend this one. I don't know if I would buy the full size just because it's kind of expensive to pay for like a highlighting moisturizer. I'd rather just mix in some of the liquid highlighter drops with a regular moisturizer, but it's a really pretty product. I will continue to use this one up, and it's not going anywhere. I have two little mini sizes of the Benefit What's Up highlighter sticks. Obviously Benefit is not cruelty free either, so I will be passing these along. Like I said, I'm not really the hugest fan of stick highlighters. These are really pretty. It's a nice versatile champagne color, but it really just moves around your foundation underneath. I don't think it blends very well in the skin, and it's just kind of a nuisance to work with. So I will be passing these along to a friend. I won't be selling these at all because I have used them a lot. I just don't really want these anymore, and I've had them for a long time, so I think I'm just going to pass these along. I have this highlighter that I've honestly forgotten about from Arbonne. It's the Blossoming Beauty Sparkling Body Powder. I know somebody who sells Arbonne. I don't necessarily like their products. I haven't really tried anything from them that I've actually enjoyed, so I don't really talk about their stuff on my channel. This powder is not my favorite. It's it doesn't really do anything. It doesn't stay on your skin for a long time, and just kind of looks out of place. I'm going to be passing this along. I just never reach for it, and it's just kind of taking up space in my collection. Alright, so this is another one of my favorite drugstore highlights. This is the JCat You Glow Girl Baked Highlighter. I really do enjoy like baked chalet formulas like this one, and the waves in here are beautiful. Kind of reminds me of the Anastasia Amrezy highlighter, but in a different shade. This is kind of dark for me right now. It's kind of like a summer shade. I don't really tan a lot, but I could probably get away with this if my skin was just a tiny bit darker. But right now I'm way too pale for it, but it's a really, really beautiful highlight, and I love wearing this on my body. As you can see, this is one of the most blinding, beautiful highlights. The formula of this is amazing. It lasts pretty much all day long. So I would definitely recommend any of the colors that catch your attention. They're not necessarily pressed in all the same like wave pattern. Some of the other ones are pressed in like a rose or whatever like kind of shapes. So I would definitely recommend picking up the JCat You Glow Girl Baked Highlighters. I will definitely be buying more shades. These are $9, so a bit more expensive for a drugstore highlight, but still a really, really great product, and definitely recommend. The LA Colors Iced Pigment Powder. This is the shade Glowing. I actually really like using loose pigment eyeshadows as highlights because I never really use them on my eyes. I would only use it for like inner corner highlights or just like face. A lot of pigmentation to it, and it just provides a really beautiful, like stunning glow. I'm going to be be keeping this one. I really like it. It was very inexpensive. And if you can find these, I know they're kind of hard to find as a brand, I would definitely recommend picking up these pigments. My BECCA palettes. The first one I'm going to start with is the BECCA Après Ski. Again, the aforementioned like reflective packaging, which is the bane of my existence, but it's a really beautiful packaging in person. I really like the crackling ice, like kind of snow pattern, and it's just a gorgeous palette. This is the Après Ski Highlights palette, so it is kind of meant for your eyes. It's an eyeshadow formula, but the highlighter colors are the same as the ones in the collection. So I actually did end up decluttering a lot of my single shimmering skin perfectors in the colors that are in here. I had these shades Moonstone and Opal, and I did declutter those because it's in this palette, and I wouldn't really use those up anyways. I really like this palette. I know a lot of people don't. I think it's a great way to sample some of the best highlighter shades from BECCA, as well as some really beautiful eyeshadow shades. So this is one of my favorite palettes. I really enjoy this one, and it's definitely not going anywhere. I really enjoy BECCA's quality of products, and I think this is a great one. Finally, the star of my collection, the BECCA Jaclyn Hill palette. So this is the Champagne Collection face palette. This is limited edition, of course. It's no longer available, but I really like this one. But this is probably one of my favorite products in my collection. I really enjoy the mineral blushes up here, but the two highlighters, Champagne Pop and Prosecco Pop, these are actually still available in the BECCA normal collection. I really enjoy Champagne Pop. It's one of the most iconic shades ever. It just looks gorgeous. And it's one of those distinctive highlight shades that when I wear it out, some people can actually stop me and be like, are you wearing Champagne Pop? And I'm like, yeah. So this is one of my favorite highlighter shades. Prosecco Pop is a really gorgeous like golden highlight. It's a little bit darker. But still light enough that I can kind of get away with it. So I really enjoy this palette. I think Jaclyn did an amazing job. Very sad that this was limited edition. I know you can't get it anymore, but you can still get those two highlights, and it's one of my favorites. Alright, so that concludes my highlighter collection video. I hope you guys enjoyed this video. My throat is dying. I'm very sick. I feel like I can't even talk anymore, so I want to just get this video over with. I hope you guys enjoyed it. If you did, please give it a thumbs up. Make sure you're subscribed down below. Following me on Instagram if you want to see makeup looks like this one. I'm doing, honestly, a very like extravagant look today, so full details will be on my Instagram of this makeup look. And yeah, I hope you guys enjoyed the video. If you made it to the very end, I love you so much. Thank you so much for watching my channel.